Welcome back to Weekend Prime. Plastic pollution is often associated with oceans, but studies have shown that everyday indoor environment where we spend most of our time can be a major source of human exposure. A recent study has shown that invisible microplastics in homes and cars may be entering our lungs by the tens of thousands each day. On this episode of Health Digest, Gloria Milimo explains why experts warn against the use of plastics and steps you can take to reduce your exposure to these pollutants that are often associated with harm to human health. Take a look.
Plastics. From larger plastic items like bottles and bags to microplastics that are just pieces of plastic debris under 5 millimeters in length. These pollutants continue to pose a threat to marine life, the food chain, the delicate balance of the planet's aquatic environments, and human health. Whereas there are plastics that we can't avoid. Experts say nanoplastics are the most worrying type of plastic pollution for human health. So much so that they are only beginning to understand why. They reckon that invisible microplastics in homes and cars may be an invisible threat. According to a new study published in the PLOS1 journal, researchers found that indoor air contains significant concentrations of small microplastics than previously thought. The authors of the study, Jeroen Sonke and lead author Nadia Yakovenko, say that people spend an average of 90% of their time indoors, including about 5% in cars. And all that while, they are exposed to microplastic pollution through inhalation without knowing it. Consequently, they warn, their inhalation can penetrate deep lung tissue and cause damage to the organ. It can also cause inflammation and associated diseases. The researchers say that long-term exposure to microplastics and their additives may contribute to respiratory problems, disrupt endocrine functions, and increase risk for neurodevelopmental disorders, among other threats linked to microplastics. Sonke and his team found that car cabins can be a significant source of microplastic exposure due to their size. The plastic-based materials like dashboards, steering wheels, door handles, seat fabrics, carpets, and carpet lining made with plastic exposes one to these pollutants. These materials, they say, can shed tiny plastic particles over time. Unlike homes, car cabins often have limited ventilation, allowing microplastic particles to accumulate and concentrate in the air. As a result, they can be inhaled in high quantities. Microplastics vary in size and composition. This affects how they interact with the respiratory system. Microplastics are ubiquitous pollutants resulting from the global extensive human use of plastic materials since 1950 and the mismanagement of plastic waste. Whereas Kenya's attempt to regulate plastic waste through the introduction of stringent plastic bag regulation, plastic carrier bags seem to have made a comeback, creating the very environmental problems the ban was meant to prevent. Plastics are associated with harm to human health at every single stage of the plastic life cycle. In order to reduce exposure to plastics and plastic footprints, experts advise against the use of single plastics. They say that one should ensure to remove food from plastic wrappings before cooking or putting in the microwave, as heating plastic accelerates the movements of the plastics out of the wrapping into the food. Also, try to avoid plastic water bottles. Instead, use a metal or glass drinking cup as opposed to using a plastic cup. Lastly, store your food in glass containers instead of plastic ones. Gloria Milimu, KTN.
Families